YouTube, what's good? Your boy Jordan Trav. We got another game. My son, he is the 49ers. He is going against the Ravens. We actually got a treat for you guys today. He is going against another fellow YouTube video maker by the name of Moss2chappy. So, I make sure that I put all of his information in the description. If you're not subscribed to him, you guys are crazy. You need to go subscribe to him ASAP. He has a wealth of stuff on his channel. Anything from how to stop certain plays to ebooks to, he's just doing a lot of good stuff on his channel. So if you haven't subscribed to him, make sure you run over here and after this, watching this video, definitely run over there and check him out because he got some real good stuff going. So he's been trying to get a game in with me and my son for a while. My son said, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get this game in. Dad, I need you to record. So I went ahead and plugged it up, recorded it. I didn't get a chance to sit there and watch him or try to do any coaching or anything like that. All I did was pretty much set up the recorder and said, go at it. So first thing right off the bat that I noticed, my son was the 49ers. So I don't know what he was thinking about. No offense to the 49ers, but to me, the Ravens are, top 5 team in the game. You got to come with a little bit better of a team than the Niners. Again, if you're a Niner fan, I'm not trying to knock your team. I just think that in Madden, when you play, I'm not saying this is a big game, but when you're playing against somebody that you know can play, it's better to use a little bit better of a team than the 49ers. So, my son started off kind of shaky. Moss caught that nice little pass there with Bolden and, kind of bounced off of his guy. He ended up catching it and, ran it to the crib. Ended up getting a turnover because it was, 4 and out, so to speak. And boom, Moss gets it back and kicks a field goal. So, at this point, I asked my son, what are you thinking at this point? He said, what, I just need some points. So he sees Ginn up top, he throws it, and, the rest is, he's castle running. So, it's 10-7. At this point, he said he's trying to just bring some heat. But, Moss was kind of keeping him off guard because he had a real quick, some nice little quick passes. And then he had good pocket presence. So you see right there, I think my son was bringing like 6 or 7, and he was able to kind of maneuver through the lane there and not get sacked. And he was real good at kind of drifting outside of the pocket and kind of finding guys on slants. So I noticed that was pretty good. And he boom, you see the guy that's back there, he's literally in a purple. 54 was in a purple, and he ended up still getting burned. So that just goes to show you how bad the zone plays this year. So my son was able to kind of lock up on this particular drive here and keep it to 3. You really can't ask too much more, than to keep it to 3. So boom, he's right back on offense, and he got a little bit one-dimensional with his throws because he wasn't running the ball very much. So when your opponent is not really running the ball very much, he's only throwing it. You can kind of know what to expect. You don't have to come out. I think for myself, I don't like playing against a person that is give me that. That was a nice pick by Moss. Sometimes when you're playing against a person who comes out in strong close or like a running formation, but they're throwing out of it as well, it kind of can throw you off balance because you don't know what he's really going to do. So boom, Moss gets it. My son ends up getting a nice sack, and he's in for 6 again. So it's a close game to start, 14-13, and he sometimes my son thinks to himself, hey, what, that blitz worked and I was able to get that sack, let me do it again. So you see he's playing pretty much cover 0. He's just sending the goon squad, so to speak. He's sending everybody. And to me, I don't think that's the best idea, because when you send everybody, you end up kind of getting burnt up top. So he's still sending pretty much the house, and there's people open. So at this point, I'm thinking to myself, and I'm as a commentator just like you, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, oh, you got to stop doing that. So he stops doing it. Boom, he ends up picking the wrong guy, and he ends up picking up a nice long catch. And then boom, you have Ray Rice, and you hitting that outside, he's in for 6. So it's real close at this point. One small mistake can literally cost you the game. So nice curl right there. He was kind of running a man and zone combination right there. Boom, nice little man beater right there. So right now it's kind of a it's a minute 46 left in a half. What do? Boom, my son says I'm going for it. I'm trying to score. So you see, that was a real nice play. Vernon Davis got behind the defense there, and He says that I'm trying to score at this point. Boom. Walker's wide open up the middle, and he does end up scoring. So it's still a minute 19 left in the half, before half, and he's actually up by 1. So at this point, I said, what do you think? And he said, I gotta lock up. Because, when you're in this situation, you gotta lock up. And then he gets a nice face throw and ends up taking it to the castle. At this point, he said he's ready to break his remote. And I know there's plenty of times now. I always fair catch it. Now, this is what happens when you don't fair catch it. Boom. You fumble. And this is right before half. So now, imagine at this point, you just fumbled. You just gave up 3 points. So let's keep this in the back of our minds here for the end of the game. He gave up 3 points right there because he didn't have to do that. He could have easily fair caught that. Boom. Nice pick. You could have fair caught it, but you didn't. You end up running it out. You fumble. He picks it up, he gets 3. At this point, you made a mistake. Nice bat down. You made a big mistake. And now all the momentum is literally in his backyard. At this point right now, the score should be 3 points better. But because you took it out, you made a mistake. Boom. At this point, what are you trying to do, Dylan? What's he tell me? Hey, I gotta score something. Of course you do. You're down by 12 points. You need some type of points on the board. So he's just pretty much chucking it up. Again, pulls down a nice face throw, or face catch, so to speak. And boom, he's in for 6. So at this point, he's not down by very much. What's he down by? 5. So boom. Yeah, Moss was real good. I don't know if any of you guys have actually played him, but he's real good at his slants, catching them on the other side of the field. You see dudes are wide open, and again, some of these guys are in purple zones, and you see something smart he just did? He fell. Now, some of you guys may look at that and say, why in the world would you fall down right there? That is key, because in this year's Madden, there's too many times where a player gets that nice face catch and he's in for 6 again. There's too many times where the defensive guy gets that real good fumble animation and you're like, what in the world? So sometimes it's better when you know that there's nobody around to just sit back and fall, because it doesn't make any sense to do anything different. That was a nice catch on people right there. So he's still down by 12 at this point. You got to score. I mean, point blank, you got to score. He's driving a little bit, and here's another key play. Look at this play. Dive. Why in the world would you try to just run it in? So literally, we already established that there's 3 points that he pretty much gave up. Right there, that's another 7. So at this point in the game, it should literally be him down by literally 2 points in this stage of the game, based off of what he messed up on. Now, one thing I want you guys to see right quick here is my son pulls Bowman all the way back because he's just trying to recover, so to speak, and a dude runs in and blocks it. So Moss, I guess, looked at that and thought, oh, so you want to block kicks now, as if he did it on purpose. But you saw him bring his guy all the way back. He didn't mean to do that on purpose. That was just, when you're so close to the end zone, it's easier to block those kicks. So, boom, that actually gave him 2. So literally, guys, at this point, bad pass. I think, who was that? Taylor, whoever that is, he has, I forgot the guy's name there, but that cornerback literally has 1 million picks so far in the game. So, but, literally, if he didn't give up that kick, or that kick fumble at the end of the half, that was 3 points. And if he would have dove or slid, literally, guys, this could be a tied ball game. So sometimes, again, it's the small things that can literally mess your game up. Because look, I mean, literally at this point, the score could be 40-40 at this point, him having the ball, and boom, he's going to go ahead and punch this in for 6. So literally, he could be up by 7 points right now. But the small things that he done, zoop, and that's Ray Rice, and he's going castle running. He puts his finger up because he's thanking God that he was able to run that in, and boom. Again, the game could be tied right now. But again, small things that happen, bad throws, things like that. bad decisions can literally cost you the ball game. Now, my theory is that when you know you're going to play somebody that knows how to play, you got to make sure that you limit your turnovers and limit your bad mistakes. The person who makes the most mistakes usually is the loser. So in this junction of the game, my son made the most mistakes and he was not able to capitalize. So Moss was able to pretty much take those turnovers and turn those into some type of points. He went for 3, he went for, for 2s, he went for 7s. He did what he had to do. My son still had the opportunity right here, but curls beat man, and he was able to kind of pull that down. At this point, it's just, trying to get a first down, and that's what he does. So, good game to Moss. You guys see the score. Moss actually beat my son by 7. And, I told him, hey, you can't be, getting upset. You lost. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I have Moss's information at the end of the video. And again, to the next one, guys, I appreciate you guys watching like always. Peace out, fellas.